So I want to be able to click a list item here and load the appropriate user detail component and pass the parameter to it. Well, nothing easier than that. In the user start.view file, which is where I have these list items, I will simply replace list item with router link again to, well, use this router link component the view router ships with. So let me quickly replace all of that with this. And of course, I still want to use the list item, so therefore I will quickly add tag equals list item there. So with this, my router links are now set up. Of course, I also need to add the to tag or the to attribute to be precise. So I'll quickly restructure that so that this becomes easy to read. And the first route here shall navigate to what now? Well, it should navigate to /user. This is my main route here. And then for user 1, it shall add /1 to it. So in user start, this will go to /user1. And of course, in a real application, you might dynamically fill that from an array. And keep in mind, you can bind this dynamically by using :2. Now you could bind it to a property which contains this path. So this is the first user here. Here I'll use the static setup without binding it to a property. And now I do have 3 different routes. Now let's see this in action. If I load this and now click on this, we load user 1, user 2, user 3, as we can see in the URL. That's great. Now let's also extract the data in the user detail component. To do this, I go to the user detail component, of course. Here I'll also wrap this in a div. And now I want to extract the user data. So in a paragraph, user loaded has ID and then output the ID here. Now I could again store this in a property, but since this actually is a route which will not be updated without me navigating back to another route, I can simply say $route params ID. Let's see this in action. Has 1, has 2, has 3. Again, I don't need to watch these changes because if I am on this user detail component, there's no way for me to click anywhere to load the user with ID 2. And if I manually enter it here, it will get reloaded anyways. So therefore, I don't need to have my setup here where I watch for changes in the route params because that could not happen. The component will get recreated anyways because I have to navigate away and then reload it because I'm clicking a new link. So this is how this works and how now I use a nested component with parameters to extract the parameters and am nested in another component.